So yeah, I am back here doing this recap with you guys, and our second game of the season go up against Ottawa Senators up in Ottawa, Ottawa, Canada. Before the game started, I do want to mention that Ottawa Senators did a little tribute to the state of Florida. Praying and remembering the victims of Hurricane Milton in the state of Florida. So they did little moments of silence of that. And of course, the Johnny Gaudreau and Matthew Gaudreau. And I forgot to mention this in game one. Florida Panthers did do that in their home opener with Johnny Gaudreau. I totally forgot to mention that. But that's what the Ottawa Senators did. So we really appreciate that, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Ottawa. That was really nice of you to do that with Zone Jester and prayers for the state of Florida. So I really appreciate that, and all of us do appreciate that. So thank you very much. And Brady Tkachuk is a father. Matthew Tkachuk went to the side, took a picture with Brady, his brother. Matthew Tkachuk's the uncle. So that was nice. That was very nice. So in this game, it's Sergei Bobrovsky going up against Linus Ullmark, the former Bruin who got traded a half hour before Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. Now he's a Boston Bruin. I think I talked about that before in the Game 1 preview. He was traded alongside with a round pick and Corpusolo, who we saw against Boston Bruins. So in the first period, there was a shot on target with Brady Tkachuk with the backhand. Bobrovsky was able to save that one. And not much going on. There would be a couple of hits. Nick Cousins also getting a hit. By the way, Nick Cousins is a Ottawa Senator. It's good to see him again. But Ottawa trying to get something up. Brady Tkachuk almost getting one, but with a snapshot off the crossbar, so it hit the post. There'll be a penalty on Mikula for a high stick on Shane Pinto, and Ottawa scores a power play goal. Before that, though, Brady Tkachuk would try to get one that was saved by Bobrovsky. Jake Sanderson with the wrist shot that was also saved by Bobrovsky off the rebound. Brady again, and eventually Tim Stoltz Tim Stoltz with his first goal of the season, this is actually Ottawa's first. This is Ottawa's first game of the season, and this came on Thursday. They get one from Josh Norris and Jake Sanderson. They both got the first assists of the season. Stoltz with the first goal of the season for Ottawa Senators. So, yeah, finally finally Ottawa scores on us against us at their home ice. Then a few minutes later, we got Adam Guadetti with the tripping against Ekblad. Florida goes on a power play. Florida almost getting the entire game up. Verhaeghe, who did sign an 8-year extension with the Florida Panthers that kicks off next season. Saved by Ullmark. Sam Bennett with the backhand, he misses, and Sam Bennett tries to shoot one, but that was saved by Ullmark. There was a shorthanded chance with Arden Zub with the wrist shot that was saved by Bobrovsky. Lundell with the wrist shot twice in a row, and both times were saved by Ullmark, and the penalty is killed off. Here's the thing though, the big problem still relies with the Florida Panthers. Not only the fact that they still can't figure out how to score on the power play, but they don't know how to figure out. They can't figure out how to stop odd-man rushes. This is multiple times that we see this. Odd-man rushes and breakaways like this with Shane Pinto, they can't stop it. They just can't stop it. And Shane Pinto, odd-man rush, he scores all by himself. It's 2-0 Ottawa now at the first. That's Shane's first goal of the season, and that's something the Florida Panthers would love to get back. And I thought Bobrovsky could have saved that one, even if that was a case scenario. So that was bad on both parts. But man, they got to figure out how to stop odd-man rushes, because carrying over from the Stanley Cup Final to this season, that's something that gets me just a little bit concerned. I'm just telling you. But both teams trying to get through, Drake Perrin and Drake Batherson, and then Florida Panthers. And the Florida Panthers couldn't really do much towards Allmark. It's been mainly Ottawa Senators in the first period. We go to the second period, losing 2-0 in this game. So second period starts. Slow start to start the period. There will be a shot on goal, Thomas Chabot. That was saved by Bobrovsky. Chabot again. And then Drake Batherson gets called for a trip against Kulikov. Florida goes on the power play, and Florida nearly not tie it up, but they nearly got this power play goal, but that was deflected above crossbar. Reinhart almost getting this to the back of the net. There was a shorthanded chance for Chabot, or excuse me, no, it wasn't. Never mind. Naismith with the shot attempt that was saved by Allmark. Penalty would be killed off there. So we didn't do much in this power play, and a few minutes later we get a pretty bad call on Mikola, getting called for interference against Michael Amadio. If I butcher, I apologize. But I thought it was a pretty weak call, especially when he's just trying to get to the puck and trying to get back up his feet. I don't think he was trying to make contact with Michael, but I don't know what the referee saw that would indicate an interference. I just think it was a bad call. But thankfully, Florida's penalty kill still pretty good. And after that, there was actually a shot attempt there, but that was saved by Bobrovsky. It was a batted shot by Pinto. After the penalty was killed off, we do get a shot hit by Florida, and they scored. Matthew Tkachuk gets his second point of the season. That's his second assist. And Sam Bennett's first assist of the season. Off the slash shot, one-timer, Forsling. Forsling gets one to the back and it gets past Allmark to make it 2-1 Ottawa. So that cuts the lead in half, and at least we're not going to lose in a shutout. So Panthers get on the board at this shot. Ottawa leads 2-1 at this point. And now Florida with the momentum going into the third period. Both teams trying to get one by. Sam Bennett with the wrist shot saved by Allmark, and Jake Sanderson with the backhand that was saved by Bobrovsky. We go to the third period, being down by a point. This is the Florida Panthers' best period. I thought, we always knew that the third period is usually the Panthers' period. Mackey looked really good. I just think he looked really good tonight. And Nate Schmidt, I thought he played pretty good. That's his Panthers debut tonight. So what went wrong? What went wrong in the third period? They're shooting a lot more. I mean, for crying out loud, they were grinding up a lot of shots on targets. Some of them were going left and right. There was a wraparound chance by Mackey, Sam Sarkevich. The issue with the Florida Panthers is that their goaltender was a former Bruin, and we always had a hard time against Linus Allmark. Allmark was a brick wall tonight. He played really good hockey tonight. Ottawa's defense showed up when it was needed, and they hold off against a Stanley Cup champion, man. Claude Giroux was blocking shots. Nick Cousins was clearing it. Allmark still saving pucks. They were saving a lot, man. There was even a wraparound I mentioned. Lo Serenen tries to get one. Kulikov even tries to get one through. Matthew Tkachuk. And all the while, Allmark is still the brick wall. The Panthers did everything they possibly can to get to the back of net. They were so close. Man, they were so close to doing so. I had a feeling. I just have a feeling. Like, in my head, I'm thinking, they're going to score somewhere. I have a feeling. Well, That didn't happen. There was a penalty on Florida for a hold against Ekblad against Tim Stoltz. Ottawa goes on a power play, and only one shot on target, which was 2 seconds before the power play ends, but that was saved by Bobrovsky. It was a shot by Claude Giroux, and the penalty would be killed off. By this point, Florida would have no choice but to have Bobrovsky off the ice. Sam Bennett almost tying the game up. It hit the post, hit above the crossbar. While Bobrovsky got off the ice, Barkov tries a wrist shot that was saved by Ullmark, and Lundell wrist shot that was saved by Ullmark. I think they were trying to get the pass inside so that somebody could come out of nowhere, and I tried to swoop it in. Barkov was trying to get a snapshot in, which turned out to be short because his stick broke, and then I think Brady Tkachuk had it right there and then passed it to Stoltz. And then the breakaway happened because it is an empty net. The race is on between Barkov and Stoltz, and as both players are, Barkov's trying to get the puck away, while Stoltz trying to get the empty netter. He did get the empty netter. That's a game winner. Stoltz gets his second goal of the season and his second goal of the game, which will wind up being a game winner for the Ottawa Senators. After the goal, though, immediately after the puck went to the back of net, both players went down the ice, but the biggest concern now is Barkov. Barkov looked like two of his legs crashed into the boarding wall as they both fell down on the ice. That looked really painful. That looked really painful for Barkov. Barkov could not get his weight on the ice like that. So, losing is one thing. We can't win every game. That's just how it is. But oh my God, let's pray for Barkov that it's nothing serious. It looked like it was a painful injury. I don't want to speculate. I never like to speculate on things like that. Let's just hope that it's nothing serious. Hopefully it's a day-by-day thing, at least, or at the most. I hope it's not a broken leg. No, nothing. I'm praying for the best case scenario for Barkov, because that looked painful. That would suck if we lose him 2 games into the season, dude. So let's pray for Barkov that it's nothing serious. That's our biggest concern right now. Screw the game. Ottawa deserved this win. Okay? Ottawa deserved this win. They were saving pucks because Ullmark was a brick wall. They're blocking shots. They're defending Ullmark. And they were able to get one to the back of the net. So forget the game real quick. Pray for Barkov that is nothing painful, nothing serious. Man, it was just not our night. Not our night. We're gonna have bad nights on occasion. It's only game 2, so nothing. It's really nothing to go crazy about. I just hope that it's not a serious injury, man. I just hope that it's not a serious injury. But Florida did not give up, though. Reinhart would try to get one by, but Ullmark has it, of course. Bobrovsky gets called off the ice by Maurice. They were trying to make this surprising comeback. Long story short, they didn't, but Matthew Tkachuk tries to, but that was saved by Ullmark. Reinhart gets blocked by Matthew Tkachuk, so by his own teammate. Jesper Boquist got hurt earlier, but he was able to come back in. And Greer gets blocked by Sanderson, and that's your game. Final score of this game, 3-1, Ottawa Senators. Ottawa Senators finally getting a win against us, especially at home, where we go up to Ottawa and shutting them out twice last season, as far as I remember. So we hardly get to hear their goal horn. So that's rough. When we look at the team stats, both teams even out with 31 shots on goal. Ottawa with more hits than Florida. They have 27. We only have 20. Ottawa has more face-off wins with 32, and while we have 25. 3 power play opportunities for Ottawa. They got 1 in from Stoltz. Florida with 2, got 0. Block shots, 30 block shots for Ottawa. Only that's way more than what Florida has with just 9. That's crazy. 2 takeaways from both sides, and 13 giveaways for Florida and 14 giveaways for Ottawa. And stars of the game, in this game, you got Allmark with 1 star, Tim Stoltz with 2 stars. 3 stars, they gave 3 stars to Gustav Forsling. I thought they would have given 1 to Brady Tkachuk, to be honest. But, oh well. It is what it is. Our next game is against the Buffalo Sabres on Saturday night. Let's hope we hear some good... Let's hope, fingers crossed, for the good news for Barkov, our captain, that he's okay and he can play. But we also got to be realistic. Let's pray that it's nothing serious and nothing long-term, okay? So, either way, GG Ottawa. I guess that was overdue. So, that's going to do it for this one. If you like this video and not the game, hit the like button and subscribe for our content, because Miami TVG has your back. And when it does, hit it right there with your favorite entertainment you deserve. This is Miami TVG sign off, folks. Good night, everybody.